Part 1. I sat on the bench, my fingers anxiously twisting the strap of my purse. The sun was setting, casting a soft golden glow over the park. This was our spot, where we'd spent countless afternoons laughing, talking about everything and nothing, and making memories. Now, I was here alone, waiting for him. Ryan was supposed to meet me. He texted earlier, saying he was on his way, but the minutes felt like hours. I knew why we were meeting. I had known for weeks, even months. We had been drifting apart, and I could feel it. But still, the thought of the conversation we were about to have made my stomach twist. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, that I was strong enough. But as each minute passed, I felt more unsure. How was I supposed to end something that had been so important to me? Part 2. Finally, I saw him approaching. Ryan, my heart skipped a beat. But then the reality hit me. This wasn't going to be the usual hello. We weren't about to talk about our next adventure or laugh about something silly. This was different. He sat beside me, keeping some space between us. It was almost like he didn't know how to start either. We both just stared at the ground, silent for a while. I've been thinking about this a lot, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. He nodded, his gaze fixed on the ground. Yeah, me too. There it was. The unspoken truth we had both been avoiding. I could feel the weight of it, pressing down on us. Part 3. I think we've reached the end of the road, I said, almost whispering. The words felt like they didn't belong in my mouth, but they had to be said. Ryan looked at me then, his eyes searching mine. I don't want to hurt you, Sophie, but I think we both know things haven't been the same for a while now. I nodded. He was right. We had tried to make it work, but somewhere along the way, the laughter had faded. The love, once so bright, had dimmed into something that no longer felt right. I don't want to let go, but I think it's time, I said, my voice cracking. I hated the way it sounded, like I was breaking, and maybe I was. I don't want to hurt you either, Ryan said quietly. But you're right. We're not the same anymore. Part 4. We both stood up, our bodies frozen for a moment. Neither of us said anything. What could we say? The words were all out, but neither of us had the strength to take them back. I'll always care about you, Ryan said, his voice thick with emotion. I'll never forget what we had. I felt a lump in my throat. I won't either. I hope you find happiness, Ryan. He smiled faintly. You too, Sophie. You deserve it. For a second, I wanted to hold on to him, to try to fix everything. But I knew it was too late. The bond that had once been unbreakable was now frayed beyond repair. We both turned away, walking in opposite directions. I felt like I was leaving a part of myself behind. But at the same time, I knew it was time to move on. It's time to start a new chapter. Part 5. As I walked home that evening, the weight of the breakup didn't feel as heavy as I had imagined. Maybe because I had finally accepted it. Or maybe because I knew that, even though we had ended things, we had shared something beautiful. It wasn't easy, but sometimes letting go is the only way to move forward. I didn't look back, and I knew that with time, the pain would ease. Just like everything else, it would get better.